Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back. This video is about, I'm just going to share some advice with the brothers based on some characteristics and some character that we could all benefit from when it comes to dealing with one another. And this verse is from chapter 3, verse 159 in the Quran. Ali Imran. That's the name of the surah, right? And this verse says, "And by the mercy of Allah, you dealt with them gently." This is Allah addressing his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's saying that by his mercy, by the mercy of Allah, you dealt with them gently, right? Meaning that, like, only by his mercy was he able to deal with the believers and his companions the way he was able to deal with them, right? In the soft, kind, gentle manner. In one narration, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he even says that anything that has softness to it is beautiful, and anything in which softness is removed from it is ugly. And I seek refuge in God from being amongst the ones who are ugly, right? And then he says, "And had you been severe and harsh-hearted, they will have broken away from you." And this is the important part also of this verse that I want to talk about, because he's addressing his prophet again, right? He's saying, and if you have been severe and harsh-hearted. A lot of us, when we give advice and when we admonish people, we just have this rash tone, right? We have like this severity in the way that we talk. We're very harsh, very aggressive, inconsiderate, no compassion, and harsh-hearted, right? Like our heart is almost like if our heart is made out of rocks. Like, we feel like part of being a man is being tough, or just, giving information in a certain manner. So the verse says, if you have been severe and harsh-hearted, they will have broken away from you, because nobody wants to be around that person. Even if what you're saying is correct and the truth, nobody wants to be around a person that every time they talk to them, they say it in a unlikable tone. And I know people love talking about don't look at the messenger, pay attention to the message. But there's a reason why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best standard of character. There's a reason why he was the way he was. There's a reason why he was soft and kind when he needed to be. So that's the example that we should be following. We shouldn't be telling people forget about the messenger. Look, what about the message? Because the messenger is just as important as the message in some cases, right? Which is why the Rasulullah, when he gave advice, he gave it as a gift. He gave it as something that could be receptive and acceptable. So, because otherwise, they wouldn't want to be around him. Nobody wants to be around that person that every time they give you advice, they doing it in a certain way, even if it's the truth. So we got to take heed and be accountable to that. Then the next after that, it says, "So pass over their faults," right? "And ask forgiveness for them." Overlook their faults. How many of us, we love to just pinpoint the sins and the negative actions that our brothers commit, or people always looking at the wrong things you do. You could do 1,000 good things. People gonna remember that one negative thing you did. And some of us even go out of our way to see and look suspicion, right? Suspicion is what's one of the things is, what I'm saying, it's against our religion to be spying on one another, right? Suspicion. We always be looking for the evil deeds. We always be looking for the sin. We always be looking for the faults. That's the first thing. We love to talk about the faults of others. So it says, pass over their faults and ask Allah forgiveness for them. And then it says, and consult them in the affairs, right? When you consult people in the affairs, this is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam we're talking about. He was sent with the message, and Allah is still telling him to consult them in the affairs, right? Even though he's the one that they are following, even though he's the one that they are respecting and they're looking up to, he's telling them, because what happens when you seek advice from other people, right? It makes them feel good. It makes them feel like you care about what they have to say. It makes them feel like you are interested in their opinion. It makes them feel like they are part of the solution. They are part of the community. They are part of the movement. They are part of what's going on in the decision making. So that brings people together, right? And that's also important. It says, then when you have taken a decision, put your trust in Allah. Certainly, Allah loves those who put their trust in Him. And after you have come up with the decision and done all of these things, then put your trust in your Lord. After you have decided on the matter. But I just wanted to talk about this because I noticed, I see a lot of these things, a lot of brothers, they're not merciful towards one another, right? And the Quran also says the believers are those who are merciful and nice and kind and soft towards one another. And they are harsh towards the disbelievers. But a lot of us do the opposite. A lot of us are harsh towards the brothers. And we soft and we are kind and loving towards the disbelievers. So I just wanted to share this so we could be mindful, so we could take heed that be gentle. Be gentle with your brothers. Be gentle with your people. You don't got to be harsh and severe and angry all the time when you give advice. So with that being said, soften up your hearts, brothers, to your believers. Lower your wing to the believers and be kind to them. Inshallah, it's something that was beneficial and we could benefit from and we could take from this and become better in the community. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.